Hey folks, Professor Kai here. I'm gonna do a tutorial on configuring the pins of your M5. So that your M5 has a ESP32 microcontroller inside, and I've already initiated this. I've already initialized this through the connection variable ESP32. So you can see in MATLAB we've connected to this microcontroller as a Arduino hardware, and you see there's a bunch of pins that's available. Specifically, we're going to use the Grove port pins, and so that's the port B and port C pins. And so right now, nothing is plugged in here, right? And if we just gonna use port B, so that's D26 and D36 are the pins we're gonna use. If we use the function configure pin and ESP32 connection, we're gonna see how D26 is configured is unset. So there's actually a variety of different configurations this pin can be configured to. It could be digital input, could be an analog input, and that creates some problems, right? So let's just see how this functions. So I'm gonna first plug a dual button unit in here, right? So when it's on set, there is it doesn't really know what kind of pin it's being used, what it's used for. So I'm plugging this in here, right? I'm just plugging. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not reading anything. I'm going to just do configure pin again, and just to check. Okay, so it's still on set. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just read pin D26, right? So that's one of the buttons. So read digital pin ESP32 pin D26. There we go. Value is 1, and I believe is the red button. Yeah, so I'm pressing the red button down, so value is 0, letting go, and it's 1 again, right? If you don't know how to read the particular dual button unit, look at the video on the dual button unit. All right, so this works fine. Now let's just check the configure pin, the configuration of the pin. D26 now is no longer on set, right? It used to be on set. Now we used it as a digital input. It's been set as a digital input. This is fine. So as long as we're using that port as a digital input. The issue is occasionally if you're just, for some reason you're not restarting your M5 and you're just unplugging this, and let's say we want to now use a pump unit, right? It's the watering unit, and I'm connecting the watering unit through the same port B, and the pump is connected to D26 now, right? To turn on the pump, I will need to write digital pin, not dictionary, write digital pin ESP32 D26, and I do 1 to turn it on. When I do this, because the pin was previously configured for digital input, it's not going to work. It's going to give you this this message, right? So it wants you to either use it with digital output, because we're trying to write, or make it on set. And if you make it on set, actually, that's the typical easy thing to do. Arduino would automatically set the pin mode, right? So what we're going to do is use the same configure pin function, ESP32 and D26, and now we're going to give it additional variable, right? So D26, now we're going to give it a variable, additional parameter called onset. There we go, and now if we just read it, so if we're not going to add that variable that's reading it, it's going to tell me this pin is now configured as onset. Now I can do the same thing, write the digital pin and turn it to 1, and you can hear the pump is not working, and if I go 0, pump is off. There you go. Now you know how to configure your pin, and if you run into pin issues and if you really can't sort it out, there's always the option of just restarting your M5. Unplug everything, restart your M5, and now it should work again because you're reinitializing it. All right, take care, everybody.